Welcome to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank that brings you market views and insights on the go.
Welcome to Cut to the Chase. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of June. I'm Daniel Lam, your host for the podcast. The long-awaited peace deal between US and Iran has got risky assets going again. We want to assess if there's still room for the markets to be going higher further. Obviously, this development has alleviated a key overhang in the markets. But as I pointed out in the podcast last Thursday, even when there were reports of re-escalation in the Middle East last week, there was relatively little reaction from the oil prices or from longer-dated yields. So we may need to dig deeper to find areas of opportunities after this initial 24 hours of relief rally. Now, of course, the argument that I made last week, i.e. the psychological signaling from equity raising from the Mag 7 and the IPOs of their related companies, is still very much valid. It suggests that the AI CapEx cycle is entering an increasingly mature and capital-intensive phase, where even cash-rich hyperscalers are increasingly tapping external capital. So in the near term, we should look to diversify and check beyond the tech sector. Today, I would like to point out that US financials is a relatively less crowded area that is worth your attention. Well, US macro has been very solid, but cyclicals are still very much underowned versus technology. Now, financials stand to benefit due to positioning rotation as technology longs get cut, and there's lagging net interest margin expansion, the NIM expansion. Now, this can become more obvious because with the peace deal, inflation expectations are coming off, leading to drop in short-term yields. And financials would be benefiting from the widening of long-dated yields versus short-dated yields, because they typically borrow at the short end and lend out loans for the long end. That is all from me for today. As always, if you enjoy this podcast, please don't forget to rate and like it. Thanks for listening, and we wish you a happy day ahead.
Thank you for listening to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank. For more details, visit Market Views on the Go on our website or click the link in the description.